All right, what is up? It's the Old Guys Pod. It's a Super Bowl special. We've never done a Super Bowl special, if I'm correct. I don't think we have. Year number 4, and we'll do a year number 5. But this will be the end of it. We're not going to have our weekly show anymore. I was a little bit bored last Thursday. I got over it. I figured out what I was going to do, and I did it. But it's good to see you boys. Uncle T, I'm glad you found it. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're feeling better. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good to be back on with my guys here. I missed the last couple of weeks, and the end of the regular season stinks because I don't get to do this show with you guys. To be quite honest, it's a fun show. We've been doing it. We have a lot of good times and a lot of good stuff. But no, it should be a good Super Bowl. I'm feeling good, Holden. Feeling good. Just got off COVID. Had that for the second time that you mentioned off the air. But yeah, feeling pretty good. Looking forward to this Sunday's game, though. I think Kansas City is a team that obviously I haven't been fond of all year, but you got to give them props, man. I mean, until you beat them, until you knock them off, knock them off that pedestal, you just got to beat them. And San Francisco's got a good chance, but I think we got a good game set up here for Sunday.
They have whooped my ass in playoffs. I just can't get them right. And I'm sitting on the fence this week. JT, what's up, my man? How the hell are you? Haven't heard from you in a while. Either one of you guys. What have you been up to, JT?
It's been a busy couple of weeks. I've been traveling. I haven't been sick until like yesterday. I got like a little sniffle or something, probably from all those airplanes. But I was in DC for 3 or 4 days, and then up from Monday until just late last night, I was in Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton. So Boca Raton, as some people say it. I don't want to offend the
Boca Raton
pronunciation police, but it was a little disappointing because it was cold down there and wet. It was like 60. People were freaking out. It was 35 in Atlanta, so I wasn't all that upset to get out of it. But it is good to be with you both after missing a week. And always sad this time of year when this show ends. But as we know, Uncle T, right? That means we're just a couple of days away from pitchers and catchers. So we've got something to look forward to here coming up here in just a few days.
Can't wait for baseball. I agree with you 100%. Pitchers and catchers report. That's the best line in sports.
We are recording this we're broadcasting it live on Wednesday. Friday, the Dodgers pitchers and catchers report. And then by the 15th next week, everybody, a week from today, all the baseball. But no one wants to talk baseball right now. Not that's listening to us. They want to talk about Taylor Swift, JT.
Oh, they do.
You know what's going to happen this offseason? He's going to dump her, and we're not going to have to worry about it anymore. It's going to be great.
Why do you root for Payne?
Yeah, that's what I do. Tay-Tay. They call me a hater.
Sweet Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
I know. I think when you take, so first of all, this is, if you think about, I've been thinking not a lot about this, but kind of just dawned on me as I'm hearing all these people talk about the Taylor Swift. She's flying back from Tokyo, right? Everyone had to calculate, could she get back from the concert, right? But when you think about it from Kelsey's perspective, right? He's been chasing this level of fame his entire life. He did the reality show, Catching Kelsey, all those commercials. Like anytime he gets an opportunity for a camera or someone to take a quote from him, he jumps at that opportunity. And they asked him this week. They asked him, I think yesterday, they said, what? He said, I'm just really comfortable in the spotlight. Now, there's a difference between being comfortable in the spotlight and the spotlight is your oxygen, and that's what it is for Travis Kelce. So I disagree that he will dump her. I don't know what it's going to be. Obviously, his last girlfriend wasn't getting him enough recognition, and so she had to go. But I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that you see this guy, and people are like, oh, man, it must be so terrible to be them. Taylor Swift has been going through this since she was like 18, and Kelsey's always wanted this level of fame.
Correct. And he got it.
He got
it. Here's one of the problems.
This isn't taking anything away from him as a football player, but it just wasn't enough for him, right?
Yeah.
Everyone that approached him to do a commercial, no matter the topic, absolutely, no problem.
That's good for him. He's a capitalist, much like us. He wants to make money.
The businessman.
Yeah, it's an all business decision by Travis Kelce. I mean, he had his fun with it. For over or under 4.5 times she's shown during the Super Bowl. That's one of the props. We're going to talk about the Showdown slate. We're going to talk about the betting side of things. I haven't caught up with you guys in a while. Few things I've watched from Super Bowl Media Day. I don't know if you guys have done it. It's like we would literally beg out of it. My last few years of sports radio, please don't send me there. Patrick Mahomes got asked to do a Kermit the Frog impression. He's like, I'm talking. He was pissed. There's just all sorts of dumb stuff that's going on at these things, Uncle T. And you would have had COVID at the media day. That actually would have been terrific. You could have passed COVID around everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have been very fun. Yeah, I don't know if that would have been very fun or not, but I don't know. I haven't really, to be honest with you, I'm just kind of getting caught up. I am still in the home stretch of what I do, outside of this job. So it's really busy right now. So I really haven't seen a whole lot of the interviews and things this week, which might be good, right? I haven't seen a whole lot. Just a quick note on the Taylor Swift thing, and I don't have a whole, conviction either way. I have gone back and forth on it. I'm more on the lines with JT though. I think it's more of a thing now than I thought maybe 2 months ago. I can tell you that, or whatever. I think it is legit. And I think there's a decent chance, especially if they win, there's a decent chance he retires, and having him and his brother retire the same year and just go out and have, I don't know if you guys think so, but I think it's a decent chance, pretty good chance if they win it, that he says I'm done.
I thought, at least during the regular season, remember he hurt his ankle. I thought that really hindered him. Yeah. Right now he's back to being the great Travis Kelce again. Like, I've only placed one bet and it was over his 66.5 yards. That's it. To this point, I just have a big conviction that this guy's going to go off again, but he's still got a lot left in the tank. His brother's
there's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. I don't know. I'm kind of going on that narrative. I'll probably be wrong, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just an opinion. But I mean, how often can you be a guy like Travis Kelce, which is one of the biggest names in pro football, right? As far as in general, and now obviously with the Taylor Swift stuff, his jersey's just going nuts. But how often do you have a guy like that make the money that he's making, and his now girlfriend makes like 6 times what he makes? So
Tom Brady.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's got life by the balls, and if he does and retires, good for him.
So who do we think's going to win this game, guys? Uncle T, I know you're just getting back in the swing of things. The Niners are 2-point favorites. The total's 47.5. The Niners are 6-0 as favorites in the postseason under Shanahan. Patrick Mahomes 10-1-1 against the spread in his career as a dog. He's a dog again. I think San Francisco's the better team. And as I was talking to JSU, we're like, you know what? The better team doesn't always win. Who's winning this game, Uncle T?
Yeah, when I got back from traveling that last Sunday when the championship games were going on, I was just getting by. Missed the first game because I was traveling. I did get to see the whole San Francisco-Detroit game. But on my way back, I blindly played Big T's bets. I took the under in the first game and the over in the second game. So I went 2-0 there. I didn't take either side last week. That being said, as soon as that game ended, the San Francisco game ended, I went right out to DK Sportsbook. I got 1.5, San Francisco 1.5. I think it went straight to 2 and possibly 2.5. Now it's back down to 2. So I bet 500 on San Francisco right away at -1.5. So but I am worried about it. I'm definitely worried about it because, again, this whole underdog narrative, they go into Buffalo, they go into Baltimore. They clearly wouldn't shock any of the three of us, obviously, if Kansas City just does it again and kills me. But I like San Francisco, maybe 27-23, somewhere in that range, 27-24. I do think it'll be a good game. I do think there'll be points scored. We'll talk about Showdown here in a minute. I haven't looked too closely at the Showdown, but I do like kickers a little bit. I think in the Showdown format. So I do think there'll be a couple field goals from each side. So I do like that angle a little bit on the DFS side.
JT, seriously, I've never been this up in the air on a game before. I really can't think of the last time that I was. Last time these two teams played, I did have Kansas City. It was a great game. I wonder if I'm just going to place live bets more than anything else because, again, I'll say this. I think the Niners are the better team. Then again, the Chiefs, we just keep doubting them. We know they can hang in there with the Niners, and we're putting Brock Purdy in a situation where he probably has to outplay Patrick Mahomes. I'm not sure it happens. So there's just too many arguments on either side. And Uncle T thinks there's going to be points. I'm not so sure we're going to get 47, 48 points. So where are you sitting here?
San Francisco clearly has more talent. You look at the players they have on offense, clearly more talent. Defense, you could say, all right, it's a little bit more even. But here's the thing with San Francisco's defense. They sort of disappeared throughout the playoffs. Those were home games where they gave up a lot of points to Detroit. They gave up a lot of points to Green Bay. Now you get the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which all of a sudden looks the same way they looked earlier in the season, where they look like they're hard to score against. I think that I'm going to have to lean on the experience on the Kansas City side if I'm looking at a winner. I would prefer. I like the Brock Purdy story. I think he's getting, all the ridiculous stuff. Cam Newton saying he's a game manager. Kind of silly stuff like that when you saw some of the throws he's made this season, and particularly in the postseason. So I want San Francisco to win, but going up against Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and credit to Steve Spagnuolo for what he's done with this defense, it's a really tough matchup for San Francisco. If you think about it this way, Holden, they were almost lucky to be at this point. They were lucky to beat Green Bay, lucky to beat Detroit, right? Thanks to, you could say, Dan Campbell following the math, Dan Campbell deciding to really play it like he has all season. But it's a tough matchup for the Niners, and they haven't really looked like the way they looked earlier in the season during the playoff run.
JT, real quick, let me hop in, Holden, before you, because it's on that point. I agree with you. I think that might be a way, though, in my opinion, anyway. You're right. They're kind of lucky, not lucky, but it could have either gone the other way. That's kind of why I like them a little bit here. You know what I mean? It's like, and again, if it wasn't, I think the Baltimore game would have been a little bit more interesting to handicap, I think, but the Kansas City narrative with Mahomes is definitely throwing a monkey wrench into my San Francisco. I think if it was Baltimore in this game, I would like San Francisco a lot more, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys agree. Everybody's kind of on their own with their thought process, but I do think if you like the Niners, and I do, I want them, and we'll talk about again these positions and who we like as far as players. I want them to get to the lead, clearly. I want them to get out to the lead and be able to use that run game. I don't really necessarily want to put it on Purdy unless I don't want him to have to come back from 24-0 like they did against Detroit. And one, they're not going to, because Kansas City's defense is clearly way above Detroit's. But I'm just saying, I think San Francisco's path to victory is to get out to a lead. If they get down 14 points, I'm not saying they can't come back, but I like Mahomes up 14-0 or 17-3 in this game if it gets it. But I don't think it'll play out that way. But if it does, my San Francisco bet's probably looking pretty weak.
The only counterpoint I'll make there is, you remember that game on Christmas night against the Ravens.
Oh, I do. Total domination.
Then you saw what the Chiefs did to the Ravens. And I think it's a really tough matchup here for San Francisco. I'm rooting for them just because I'm maybe a little bit chiefed out, if you will. And it'd be nice, but I think it's going to be a good game, right? The Kansas City games generally have been good games. Kyle Shanahan's been doing a good job on the offensive game planning. So interested to watch it.
Yeah. The Niners have not stopped the run here in the postseason. So that's one way to look at it. Here's the concern back in the Niners. We have seen Brock Purdy completely implode 2 times. What do you have, a 4-interception game? The issue was the blitz. He was just he wasn't good when they got through. And I think one of those games, Trent Williams was out. If Purdy to me is the key here. If he doesn't make mistakes and he doesn't turn the ball over, they don't turn the ball over, I think they win this.
Well, that's why I think, Holden, it's key for them to get the lead. That's why I think it's key for them to get the lead, though, because if you're not putting it totally on him and being dependent on him to throw the ball, and one of the props I like, Holden, JT, is Purdy under 20.5 completions, minus 105. Because again, it's all about narrative. It's all about game script and what we think is going to happen. Every bet that everybody makes this week is what they think and how they think the game flow is going to go. I'm looking that San Francisco will get the lead and play from the lead. I'm not saying they're going to get a big lead. I'm just saying they'll play from the lead, be able to kind of get that running game in there and maybe not put it on Purdy as much. I like under 20.5 completions for Brock Purdy in this game.
Yeah. My favorite bet again is the Kelsey over. It's so chalky, and I'm such an under guy, but this is too much. And then I wanted to climb the ladder with them, 80 yards, 90 yards, 100 yards. They're just not giving you the type of payout that I think I wanted. So I just went with that actual number, and we can go down that road. I have a couple of bets that I came up with for you guys, and then we can keep talking about the game. Okay. I'm going to ask Uncle T this question. Okay. Uncle T, Usher is playing the halftime show. Can JT name one Usher song? Yes, 3-1. No, minus 475.
If he knows one,
I'm gonna knows a lyric.
No, that's different.
Okay,
I know a couple songs, but I don't know all the lyrics. I think JT. I'm gonna say yes. JT does know at least one Usher song.
Plus 300. Okay, what do you got, JT?
I'm going with the dog. Yeah, plus 300.
Oh my God.
Did I get it?
Is that a song that he said?
That is a song. Oh my.
I didn't even know that, but I'm going with it.
It may be technically it may be OMG. It may be OMG and not oh my God.
Right?
Yep.
I'm shocked. I thought you were going to say yeah. It's not even worth it. Uncle T already spoiled it. I was going 4-1 odds for Uncle T to name a song from Usher. What was it besides for Oh My God?
The big popular one, isn't it? Yeah, or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'm horrible with the names of songs. I know what a lot of songs are, but I'm horrible on the artist and then what the name of the song is. I'd be horrible on any of them game shows.
All right, I found two legitimate prop bets here. Will any NFL player get arrested for being with an escort? And I think it's too late
prior to the game.
I think it's just too late. The one Super Bowl I've ever been to that I was broadcasted from, first of all, Ray Lewis was in his thing where he ended up, easily could have gone to prison. Got lucky. But Eugene Robinson, huh?
What's the price? What's the price?
I'll find it again. But do you remember Eugene Robinson with the Falcons?
No. I remember who it is. I don't remember what happened.
He was the NFL Man of the Year. And he went to the Super Bowl to get his award. And the night before he was going to get it, he got caught with a hooker. I mean, there was
one of them Bengals players back when they played San Francisco in the Super Bowl. Who was it? One of the defensive backs?
Yeah.
Didn't they get in trouble the night before and couldn't play? I'm trying to remember.
Okay, so it's still alive, I guess. Will a player get arrested for being with an escort? Yes, plus 150. No, minus 200.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the favorite on that one.
JT? There's still time.
There is, but it's kind of a couple of days.
They are in Sin City, so.
Yeah. So here's the other one.
By the way, Vegas. I mean, they're not really looking for that in Las Vegas.
Will Travis Kelce bang Taylor Swift in the stadium at any point on Sunday? Yes, plus 300.
Who's going to verify that?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. How do you get verification of this?
Yeah, how do you get confirmation?
He'd yap about somebody would leak it.
Somebody would.
Yes or no?
Next prop.
You don't think that happens?
No.
Holden doesn't want to talk about Uncle T doesn't want to talk about that.
He doesn't want to. We'll just move on. We're here to please Uncle T, aren't we, JT?
Pretty much.
We're here to please Uncle T. That's the only thing that we want to do.
Who's the one that anthem? What I usually go under.
Reba McEntire. There's somebody else. I cannot name one of her songs. Can you name a Reba McEntire song?
I could.
What?
Fancy.
Okay. I'll have to take your word for it.
Don't ask me to give you two though. Fancy. Okay. Look it up.
I am going to look it up.
Have you heard of that one?
I have.
Have? Are you a big country guy, JT?
I love country.
I just happen to know that song.
Fancy.
We're on the same page tonight. I love it, JT.
Drake, Iggy Azalea. There's no Reba McEntire here. Let me see if I can find Reba.
But what is they usually come out with the how long the anthem is, right? Isn't it like usually 2 minutes and 2 seconds or 2 minutes?
Here, I'll get you what that is, because there's actually an interesting one. The longest drive. Will there be a shorter longest? All right, here, let me just explain it this way. The line for the anthem opened at 84.5 seconds, minute and 24.5. It is now 1 minute and 30.5 seconds is the over under. Okay. Over 90 seconds is minus 112. Under is minus 120. And then will the shortest drive be faster than the national anthem? There's a prop about that too. So I think that's interesting, but no, I have no bets on the national anthem, the coin flip. I just want to keep my money and do it on things I think I have a chance at. I guess that there's a chance that somebody figured out how to bet this thing, but I'm not going to.
I missed the total on the time for the anthem. I was getting my candy cigs out. What was the
90
total?
and a half. It was 86 and a half. It got bet up. Yeah.
I got to go over.
You think she's going to spend a long time on that, huh?
Yeah, she isn't. This is her last hurrah, guys. This is her last hurrah. She's old like me and you.
She's going to die?
No, but she's not going to get another chance at this. I think she's going to string it out and be out there. I got the over.
I want them to bring back Dolly Parton, because that was some awesome stuff that we saw on Thanksgiving.
This is an old guy show, but I'm out on Dolly.
You're out on Dolly.
Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't even stand without holding on to the thing. JT, any interest in any of these props? No, Holden.
Not the national anthem. Not the national anthem. Thank you.
Is there any other one you're interested in?
See, the problem is I can't do anything about them in Georgia. So,
I mean, you can illegally bet them, so that's fine. But
are you talking about the fun props or the actual player props?
The props.
I know, but he was doing the fun props, though. I'm saying, are you talking about any props, though?
If I was one of the ones that you mentioned was, will the longest drive be shorter or the shorter drive be shorter than the national anthem? That's possible, right? You could have a 3 and out for, a minute and a half.
What about a scoring drive? Because I think I screwed it up.
Oh, well,
that's will we have a? Yeah, it is, because that's one big play.
A kickoff return, punt return.
Okay. Super Bowl MVP, boys. We can look at the Super Bowl MVP. This is today. Mahomes plus 150.
Earlier.
Mahomes plus 150, Purdy 230, McCaffrey 450, 14-1 for Kelsey, 2,500 for Deebo Samuel. There's others. Yeah. You guys want to give some thoughts on who you think the MVP is going to be?
I probably won't. I'll go first, JT, real quick. I don't like any of them big odds or them shorter odds, but I'm not looking at it. Holden, you got it up. What's Kittle? Again, I like San Francisco's running game. I don't really like the passing game as much, but Kittle, wasn't he like 60-1?
Kittle's the guy that you're interested in.
I mean, just price-wise, just price shopping, not that it's that.
60-1. Holy
yeah, shit. I mean, it's just a good number, I think. Not that it's probably 60-1 for a reason. I get that. But price-wise, it feels like 60-1. I might put, $50 down on that or something.
I like Deebo. I think 2 of the last 5 years we've had a wide receiver win it. I'll go find the MVP, the whole odds, top to bottom for you. We have had some wide receivers win it recently, but usually it's just a quarterback. You'll get a defensive player. I think we've had 1 or 2 of those, but for the most part, no, that's just not. It's usually a quarterback, and we've got some wide receivers. But I don't blame you for looking into George Kittle just because of the price. Because if Kittle goes off for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is possible. I mean, he has
150 and 2, and he could get there.
What's that?
150 and 2, and he may get there for the MVP. It depends on what the score is, how much scoring there is.
Yeah, you're right.
Just price dependent there is the only thing, obviously.
Well, yeah. That's when you're betting when you're betting this, that's what you have to look at. What are you getting in return? 40-1 is what I'm seeing. 40-1.
Based on those numbers you read off, I got to believe that Kelsey's the best value on the board, right? I mean, you talk about
14-1.
Yeah, so you talk about a guy who you've seen what he's done in the playoffs, right? The entertainment industry would love nothing more than to have him on the field, the MVP. Here comes Taylor. I mean, come on, you could see it.
I can see it. He's gonna have to go off though.
I may have to Venmo you, Holden, just to put a little money down on that. 14.
I
already bet the Kelsey for MVP.
I'd Venmo me,
you,
JT.
Holden, for me to make JT.
Well, I take a cut of that.
JT, Venmo me. I'll give you the straight money back. He'll take a cut. He'll take 20% out if you win.
I'd only take a 10%.
I'd only take 10.
I won't take any. Straight back, 100%.
See, that's a true friend, JT.
It is. I like JT.
He's not taking any juice from you. Uncle T, the RPS party, from what I understand, is in a new time and a new location. Can you fill us in on what's going on with this year's RPS party?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot other than what we saw in the Discord. I was actually with Wiley and Big T and them guys with the horse racing last night. Our horse went here locally at Turfway Park, about 10 minutes from my house. We were actually at the track late last night, and our horse Showdown King ran second, so we were a little disappointed. But no, we were talking about it a little bit last night with those guys. I'm actually going to miss.
Didn't you sell the horse?
No, it got claimed. We didn't sell it. They got claimed for $50K. Yeah, so we actually no longer own that one. So yeah, but
I have a question.
Yep.
What do you mean it got claimed?
Well, again, full disclosure, when I answer this, because all these people that are going to watch this are going to say Uncle T doesn't know. I know nothing about horse racing. As much as a gambler and sports guy, I don't know anything about it. But when you go in these races, some of them are called claiming races. They haven't won much. They're kind of getting started. So we own the horse, but if somebody, in this case, he didn't even win. It got second. Somebody claimed it for $50,000, and then they basically can take it and retrain it. I think actually they've already taken it to New York, and they're going to run it at some tracks up in New York. But I don't truly know the answer to that, JT. Sorry.
So it's a race. It's a race, a claiming race. So
it's like a draft.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You know, they go in there and it's a race where every horse can get claimed, which has picked up money. Now, often those are the horses that are not going to compete at like the Kentucky Derby and stuff like that. Yeah. But they're still going to get claimed. And, you know, you guys paid $125 for it. You got 50 back. But I think the prize money is where you made money.
Yeah, but it hit. We had the win at Keeneland a month ago for $100K. So I don't know how it'll all shake out, but I think we'll probably end up maybe breaking about even, maybe winning a little bit overall, I guess. I don't really know, but yeah. So, but anyway, to get to your question, we were talking about the party, and based off of how we moved it up 2 weeks, I cannot go. That's the first 3 days of radio for the end of the season tournament for me. I'm on radio Sunday, Monday, Tuesday that week. I won't be able to come. So,
I don't even know if I want to go now.
The only thing I can do is try to come down Tuesday night into Wednesday. I told Wiley, so I can maybe try to come down one day. But they moved back the regular season this year, and that's the tournament. So I will not be there.
Go, JT. Do you want to go without Uncle T?
Definitely reconsidering.
You guys are too kind.
Tony got upset at me too because he asked the question in the Discord. He goes, you know, when do you want it? Do you want it this week or do you want it the week of March Madness? And I was the first one to respond. I said, don't do it during March Madness. And then he says, okay, that's great. And then I told him I'm probably not coming though. And then he got upset about that, Uncle T. If you put something in the Discord, we can all vote on it, right?
I didn't take it the wrong way, but as soon as I gave him my answer and said, no, I can't, I'll be gone. I'll take the second week. Like 30 seconds later, he came out. Oh, it's a majority decision already. It's already votes. I'm like, wow, you didn't even give Uncle T a chance. I was going to try to start recruiting a couple guys to vote for the second week.
Yeah, that would have been during March Madness, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same. I was hoping for a Mustang ride.
I know that house looks amazing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Everybody's staying in the same house. That's not fun. There's nothing good about that. Like, seriously, guys, you want to share a bathroom with another employee at RPS? No. No, the answer is no. You don't want to do that. So I guess there's hotels. I've never been to Lexington. Is Lexington a nice place, Uncle T?
No. I mean, some parts of it are, like the outskirts are. Downtown Lexington is like another, like a, I don't know. It's not the best, no. But outskirts where this house is, it's really nice.
But why do we keep doing this? Why do we do this in Kentucky? Why do we do this in the middle of nowhere?
Are you volunteering somewhere in Colorado?
Colorado would be the perfect place.
I'll come out.
We have multiple people here. I live in Colorado. Betting's legal. Everything's legal in Colorado. Literally everything is legal here.
The big part would be, would you be able to execute setting everything up? But would you be able to execute something like that?
I would use Mangone and DC to help me because we're the guys that live out here. There's three of us.
You would have them do it, is what you mean.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
I would have them do it.
Yeah. I'll come to Colorado. I like Colorado. I visited Big T out there a few times when he lived out there. I like it out there.
You been out here, Uncle JT?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was talking to someone today who offered me a plane ticket to go to Colorado to do something, and it's not something I want to do, so it's not going to happen. But
why? You don't want to murder somebody?
It's a long story. But yeah, I've been out there. It's a fine place. It's a fine place.
Beautiful place.
Listen, let's not get carried away. It's in the mountains. It's kind of cold.
It's the most beautiful place in the country.
I don't like cold, Holden. I don't like cold.
No, it was 50 here all week.
Let's go to South Beach next year. Let's go down to South Beach.
Florida, you can't bet anything. They have that hard rice, the worst betting.
South Beach would be nice. South Beach would be nice.
You like South Beach?
I do. I was just when I was down in Boca.
What do you like about South Beach? Seriously, besides the weather,
ladies,
and the beach.
The weather. There's great restaurants. You can. It's nice. Yeah, scenery.
There's a lot of shootings.
No.
A lot of muggings.
Holden.
Humidity.
A lot of shootings and muggings everywhere.
No, South Beach is a lot.
Kurt would be my bodyguard.
Not anymore. I'd rethink that. All right, I'm scrolling through. Let's see. Okay.
What are you scrolling?
So did you guys get in Steve Boynton's pool yet? You get any squares yet?
I'm going to. Is it filled yet?
It isn't. There's like 60, 70 left.
Okay.
Oh, I'll get in. How much is it? I didn't look at it.
$50 a square.
Yeah.
I'll get in.
All right. Good.
That's something that interests you.
What if it doesn't fill?
That's a great question.
Layover.
Stevie gets all the money if it doesn't fill?
No, I would imagine we'll ask him that question.
Steve has to pay it. Steve has to pay it. 100%.
Holden's cheap. There's no chance he's getting in.
I'm not cheap at all.
$50? You're going to get in $50 a square?
Here's what I think would happen. I just thought of it. So, yeah, it lands on a square where there's nothing, right? That's not a winner. And then you just divide the pool up based on how many boxes, what the pool is, and then the winners get a percentage of that.
Whatever you just said, I agree with.
There you go.
I agree with that.
So you're doing that.
I'll get in.
Do you like going to Super Bowl parties? You prefer to stay and watch the game by yourself like I do? Because now that I bet the Super Bowl, like during the game, the last 4 years, I don't want to be around anybody. I just want to concentrate on trying to win money. What do you guys do?
I got a party. We're going to a party, actually playing a little card party at the same time. We got a little Texas Hold'em party, little Super Bowl party. It's How
do you play cards and watch the game at the same time?
Well, it won't be. We'll probably wait until after the game or towards the end of the game and start the card stuff. It won't be during the game, but
okay. All right. Mr. JT, what are the plans?
There's a sports bar that I go to when I watch football on Sundays, and we've been there during the playoffs. We'll probably go there, have a table there, and enjoy that. That seems like a fun time.
That does seem like a fun time. I would love to do that. What up, chat? Hope everybody's having a great night. I don't know how many people knew we were actually doing the show. Ken, Phila, Tim, good to see everybody in here. I'm sure there's some other people as well. We could talk a little bit of Showdown here, and then if we figure out anything else we want to talk about, that'll be great. But if you pull it up, talking about the captains, CMC 18K, Mahomes 15.9, Kelsey 15.3, and Purdy's 15K. Uncle T, when you look at Showdown here, for people that haven't played Showdown, first of all, it's a completely different game, isn't it? Like, it's not even, he's coughing. I hope he doesn't go too. His lungs are just mashed from the COVID. But For somebody that has never played Showdown, how would you describe a Showdown slate to someone that's never played?
Showdown's unique. Obviously, we've got some of the best with Big T and the guys that do it. And I've been on the Showdown cores all year too. But it's interesting. This game, it's all based off of what you think. Like I said earlier in the show, on some of the prop stuff and maybe the final score. I kind of like kickers a little bit in this game. As far as the captain, yeah, you got CMC that's going to be pretty highly, owned probably in the captain. He has 12K. Actually, that's on the regular. He's 18K.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to like to go either all in or probably way over the field on CMC here in this case, in this situation, and then try to find some value down below. Or you can kind of go down the board and save a little bit of money and maybe try to find, again, if you think it's maybe going to be more of a passing script, again, George Kittle at the captain, he's like what, ninth highest salary. You can save almost half the salary, 8,400 if you take Kittle in the captain, and then you can go more balanced lineup. I think the defenses are going to get looked at quite a bit here too, guys, because obviously for the obvious reasons, Kansas City's been playing really, really good defense. And then everybody, again, I know that San Francisco's defense has not been as good recently, but they still look, and I even have another prop hold, and I forgot to mention, and it parlays in with this defense thing. I like the Mahomes over a half interception, -120. San Francisco's got 24 interceptions on the year, and Mahomes has got at least one pick in 11 of the 17 games. So I kind of like that as a prop as well. I wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, for me, I may go down the board a little bit and try to grab, maybe a Kittle or maybe a Deebo Samuel, and then try to go that way and see where your build comes. But, a 3-3 build here for sure, because of the closeness of these two teams. The 3-3 build will be what a lot of people do. If you can kind of get away from that and go maybe 4-2 or even a 5-1 script, either way is going to be really unique. So we'll see where I land, closer to Sunday, but that's kind of my initial plan.
What do you think, JT? Looking at the captain position here, besides for CMC and the quarterbacks and Kelsey, you see yourself going another direction, whether it be George Kittle or an Ayuk or a Deebo Samuel?
I think it's tough to play for me, it's tough for me to get to any of the San Francisco receivers just because there's so many of them and the prices on them. I think it's a little tough to pay off in the captain spot. Like none of them is cheap enough that they're going to allow you to fit in all key players, right? I mean, even Kittle, you're still going to pay, what is it, 90 something, 9,200, something like that. So I think I would stick there. Kelsey, the quarterbacks, Pacheco maybe. Pacheco's interesting, right? I mean, 24 carries against the Ravens. So, but yeah, I can't see myself getting off the board too much on the captain position right now.
Yeah, CMC is the guy to talk about. 90.5 is his rushing prop. By the way, if you're betting that, I'm just going to bet the 100 at +140. Just bet the alt. He's had 90 and 98 yards. I believe that's the two totals he's had here in the playoffs. But if they're not just feeding this dude, he should be touching the ball 23, 25 times. Right.
I'm on mute.
Yeah.
Pacheco?
What
you talking about Pacheco?
No, I'm talking about CMC.
Oh,
now,
I'm sorry.
Pacheco's interesting because Pacheco, I keep thinking, Pacheco's got this huge workload every single week. And really, he's carrying the ball 24, 15, 24. They got to the playoffs. They're just feeding this dude.
Maybe an anytime touchdown for him. What do you think about an anytime? What do you think about an anytime touchdown? I'm seeing 125 anytime touchdown
every week.
I mean, you could even get a flag in the end zone. Clearly, we see that all the time. Flag in the end zone, flag on the 2. Yeah. And then he gets a cheap one, and then you're home.
Question is, how many bets can we make? We see Pacheco scored in every game here in the playoffs. He's touching the ball a ton. His carries prop is 15.5. Dude's had 24, 15, 24. And he scored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 7 weeks going back to the regular season. It's a pretty good bet. I mean, you're just bringing it up here. JT, you're shaking your head. Yeah. What do you expect out of Pacheco this week?
I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity. I think he's by far the guy of all the Kansas City skill position players that gets the most opportunity. So I think you're looking at a floor of 20 touches and maybe ceiling to 26 to 28. And I think that has to be interesting at that price point.
Pacheco's another one. No one seems to be expecting Mahomes to have a monster game. He really hasn't, right? He hasn't thrown for like the 350 and 3 touchdowns.
I looked at the Rashee Rice over, I think 6.5 receptions. It feels like it's a lot. You may be able to get a better number somewhere else or whatever, but 6.5 feels like that's a lot, right? Receptions for Rashee Rice. Obviously, he's been really, really good, but I don't know. It feels like that's a little heavy for me, but I don't know. I think I like Kelsey a lot more than Rashee Rice in this game.
Deebo Samuel is the guy that's really standing out to me. We know he's a dual threat. He's an explosive player, right? They give him the ball. He'll probably get, 3-4 carries? And actually, he was upset coming into the season. He goes, guys, I'm a wide receiver. You guys are running me too much. Well, this is this freaking Super Bowl we're talking about, right? Maybe Deebo Samuel carries the ball, 5, 6, 7 times. That's entirely possible.
He could throw a touchdown.
What?
Kelsey could throw a touchdown. We see weird shit happen in these games where these coaches will run these trick gadget plays down inside the 5. I wouldn't be shocked at all if one of them guys rolled out and they pitched it to him and they threw one in. I wouldn't be shocked at all. I don't know if there's a prop out there for that, but
I think Deebo's
one other than the quarterback to throw a touchdown.
Yeah, there's props out there for
that. That's got to be a decent number, right? You would think.
Yeah, I've seen
6,
props
7, 8 to 1, probably more.
What has Mahomes done in the Super Bowls points wise? Like DK
Fantasy
points? Is that what we're talking about? And what are we looking at in the Super Bowl or just this season? And here's his numbers in the Super Bowl. His first one when they beat San Francisco. 286, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Threw it 42 times. Then they lost to Tampa Bay, 26 of 49, 270, 2 touchdowns, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So his first 2 Super Bowls, he threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Last year against Philly, just 182 yards, but 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Again, he has not had like a signature Super Bowl game. What is Tom Brady's signature Super Bowl game? 28-3. That is just insane. This guy's already been to 3 Super Bowls and he's won 2. And last year he played a really good game. But again, statistically, it was a great game he played, but statistically there wasn't this amazing game. Maybe this is the year. Yeah, compared to last season, the DK
regular season.
The regular season? I don't know. It didn't seem though. Well, first of all, his receivers couldn't catch a ball during the regular season. They're not dropping anything here in the playoffs. That's fascinating too. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Justin Watson. Tony. Well, Kadarius Toney ain't playing. Kadarius Toney has not seen the field since the offsides call. You got to think Mahomes went up there and said, get this fucking guy out of here. We can't do this anymore.
Didn't he come out after somebody must have asked him what his status was or something? He said, they're listening to me that I'm injured. He said, I'm not injured.
That was on Instagram.
We're like, well, no shit. They just don't want you out there, buddy.
Exactly what you want to hear from your guy as you get ready to go to the Super Bowl.
No doubt.
I mean, he's a mess. That's not the guy you want on your team. I don't think so. I think he's a mess. I don't think he's going to be out there. I truly don't believe he's going to be out there.
No, he won't be.
I think it's going to be the usual suspects, JT. So to put a bow on this thing, both of you guys are coughing. Are you okay? You got the sniffles. You got the COVID.
Good. Hey, we're here though, Holden. We're playing injured.
Yeah, I like it. Well,
you want to talk about the Sunday thing, Holden? I'm going to try to come in on that too.
What?
Sunday show. Aren't we having a host of people on Sunday?
Okay. So let's
First
talk about
inning
Sunday
catch.
show for a second, because I feel like we're done with the Showdown thing. It's
No,
a horrible
you were
idea to do
plug
this.
it.
I had one thing I wanted to say.
Oh, what was it?
So I think a sleeper, not for captain, but a sleeper for a low-priced, low-owned play in the flex is Eli Mitchell. Eli Mitchell has gotten some touches here in the playoffs. They like Eli Mitchell. And you could see a scenario where, whether it's McCaffrey or Debo, rely on those guys, get down into the red zone. One of them gets a breather. In comes Eli Mitchell. You get a score, maybe get a catch, get a couple of rushes throughout the rest of the game. He could pay off that tag and let you fit in the bigger skill players that you want to get in your lineup. So that's one that I'm looking at.
He didn't carry the ball against Green Bay, but he had 4 carries for 7 yards and a touchdown against Detroit. That's interesting, because if he falls in the box, he's going to be very, very low owned.
Right.
Uncle T, I think he brought up a good point here. JT did. Like, who's down low that you want to play?
Oh, yeah. Mitchell's definitely
is going to be popular, isn't he? Just because
Yeah.
he's 800, but he's
going to be
seems
popular on the
involved.
props, too, I think. They said he's one of the biggest bet props so far or something, too, whatever it is, like to score a touchdown. Because just probably because of the number. I thought I read that somewhere. I might be wrong. But, yeah, I love the Eli Mitchell call. And then on the Kansas City side, maybe a lower-owned guy down there. Who was it I was looking at? Was it Noah Gray? No, I don't like Sky Moore. It might have been Noah Gray, maybe.
Neither way.
Noah Gray's 1,800. You got Justin Watson 2,400. So maybe I could see one of those two guys down there. They're not as cheap as Mitchell was what, 2,800? Yeah, so those guys are all in the same area. So I wouldn't mind throwing any of them guys in a bucket and kind of playing them. I love that, JT. You can't go there in the captain, though, I don't think, because if he does, pull a zero, you're going to obviously not going to be able to win. But I do like him in the flex spot.
How many lineups you guys playing in Showdown? I think I'll play just my 3.
I'll probably play 10 this week, a little more than I usually 10? Play 5 to 6, or so I'll probably play 10 this week.
I'll throw 1 in a single entry and then 2 in the $15. Is that a milli maker or something like that? I'll just play my 3 lineups. How many are you playing, JT?
I don't know. Showdown is not something that I'm particularly good at, so I've kind of gone much lower on that compared to the regular slates, obviously. So I'll definitely play some, just because when you're watching the game, you want to be able to root on your individual players along with your boxes and all that stuff. So I'll definitely have some. I just don't know how many yet.
Well, I think that's going to do it, guys.
Never heard them called boxes before. I like that, JT. Boxes?
Squares.
Boys, I think that's
I like the boxes.
Like the season. We're done. The next time we'll hang out, well, yes, we will be doing Sunday. They told me at 10 o'clock Eastern time to start doing a show, and I'll have a whole bunch of people just try. Basically, everybody's just going to stop by. Uncle T, you going to stop by?
Yeah, I'm going to try to stop by. Maybe me and J&T can combine as the one complete old guy head, half each, one head.
No, you guys should do that. Instead of the 10-minute block, we should do like 30 minutes.
I'm in.
All right, Holden, send me the schedule.
Mangone's doing the schedule. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I'll tell Mangone, get the 3 old guys together and we'll go do that. So 10 o'clock Eastern time, Sunday morning, old guys will be there. Uncle T, JT, Big T will stop by. JSU will stop by. AP will stop by. I don't want to leave anybody out, but they're all coming by. It'll be a fun show. We'll talk about bets. We'll talk a little bit about the Showdown, JBC. Hopefully Stats stops by too. I love Stats. Haven't seen Stats, but the next time the 3 of us are going to hang out is probably going to be baseball season. Yeah. I mean, Uncle T, do you even do shows during baseball though?
I have a hard time doing the baseball shows just because I have my regular job and I can't do that early window show. And then, you know what I mean? And then with my daughter's volleyball stuff, it's hard for me to be on the shows. It really is. But I would like to get on a show, maybe one of them, maybe a Wednesday or Thursday this year and do a show with you guys for sure.
Maybe an up to lock, because we're not going to see you for a while, buddy. I mean, JT and I will probably have a couple NBA shows. Are you doing NBA still? And then obviously with baseball starting up, but Yeah, Uncle T, especially if we're not going to see at the party, you better be doing some baseball this year, buddy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the baseball. Obviously, me and JT are two big baseball guys. I always look forward to it. It's my favorite sport, that and golf. So, and the golf season just started, and we've been crushing that to start the year at RPS too. So, some good things are coming up. I see one more prop before we go off the air.
Yeah.
CMC two or more touchdowns. So 2+ TDs for CMC plus 210. I'm trying to figure out if that's a good number or not. Two touchdowns for CMC or more plus 210.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot to listen. The guy scores every game, but
yeah,
two is
scored.
I'll just say this:
2 or more. And yeah,
he get that has been something where he has cashed. But the question now, you're talking about value and all that other bullshit. But if you think he's,
well, I mean, the first TD he's plus 370. He's the best on the board as far as the lowest.
Impossible. Yeah, you're not betting that. That's just a stupid bet.
Yeah. Plus 370, not minus.
To score
plus
a touchdown?
370. The first touchdown.
Oh, the first touchdown.
I'm seeing first touchdown plus 370, unless I'm looking at it wrong.
I saw it at 4-1. I saw it. So right around there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a horrible bet. But what's your favorite bet then, Uncle T?
I like the Pacheco anytime touchdown.
Okay.
And I like the minus 125. I do like the Purdy under 20.5 completions, though. Minus 105. Ooh. I think that was at DK. I'm not sure where I saw that. I like that one as well because I think the game script is going to be they're going to run the ball a little bit and try to run it with CMC and then with JT's guy maybe giving Eli Mitchell 4, 5, 6 carries.
JT, what bet would you like to send to Uncle T? What do you think?
That Kelsey MVP is one that I think is good value. 14-1.
14-1.
Yeah.
14-1. Yeah.
Send me the 500. I'll put it in for you.
Usually, what I do for the MVP is I'll take one guy that if I'm going to make 3 bets, he's got to be at least 4-1, and then I'll take a Kelsey, and then just a deep dive for not even near a unit, but just a deep dive guy. Like, who the hell knows who that could be, but somebody like that. So if I had to do the 3, I think my favorite would be Kelsey. I think you have to go with Mahomes, but if you're doing 3, you're not going to bet a guy at plus 125. McCaffrey, I think, is like 2-1. So for me, I just kept it tight. McCaffrey or Kelsey and Deebo Samuel. Those are my 2 guys. And again, we haven't had tight ends really win the MVP. It's usually a quarterback, but if I'm going to try and maximize thing, I'm going to bet 2 or 3 guys. I'm not going with the quarterbacks. I'd rather bet 2 touchdowns for CMC at 210 than bet Patrick Mahomes MVP at 125.
I'll probably put 50 on the Kittle one just because of the number too. 60-1. I'll probably put 50 on that one just because of the number.
You want to give a prediction? Your official prediction, Uncle T?
I'm going 27-23, San Francisco.
Okay.
And it goes over. Obviously, a field goal there.
You're going with the Chiefs, aren't you, JT?
23-17.
Oh, wow. You got him covering and the game being under.
We got him and I got the complete opposite. What do you got, Holden? You got to break the tie.
Yeah. I hate this. This is just paining. It's painful, but
I don't feel super confident. That's just going on. Yeah. Like I think it's hard to.
I think 23-20 San Francisco. Lower scoring, some field goals, just like Uncle T was talking about.
Yeah. Field
goal game. Give me the Niners.
Will there be a defensive score? We haven't talked about that real quick before we go off. Will there be a defensive score? Well, it is, but it's too good. You got 2 pretty good defenses though, so it clearly, you can see a scoop and score, strip sack, whatever. I don't know.
What number am I getting? 8-1?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I just happened to think we didn't even talk about a defensive score the whole show.
Defensive touchdown, Super Bowl.
I mean, it's got to be a decent number.
It's got to be like an 8-1, isn't it?
I was going to say 6 or 7-1.
Well, now you're
maybe shorter.
Yeah.
8-1.
I don't see it even. I have to go so far down. Yeah, I can't even find the damn thing. So it doesn't matter. But just a note on the McCaffrey thing. McCaffrey's touchdown prop was minus 300 in 6 straight games. He scored a touchdown in all 6 playoff games he's played in. So I think that's interesting. Deebo Samuel scored a touchdown in 7 of 10. When his touchdown odds have been at least plus 130, it's plus 160. That's why I like that. Yeah, they're going to have to do a Deebo too. And Kelsey has scored a touchdown in 8 of 9 playoff games the past 3 postseasons. Pacheco scored a touchdown in 6 of 7, including all 3 playoff games. You know what? You might have got me on a bet, Uncle T. I might have to tell you on that Pacheco. I'm going to do a little bit more work, but
I just think you got a lot of range of outcomes, and him getting in the end zone is near the top. JT said he's going to get 20 touches total. I 100% agree with him. I think he may even get more depending on the game script and how it goes. If they get the lead somehow,
15 and a half carries.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'll climb the ladder on that to 20. I mean, he gets 20 carries in this game. It's low scoring, and it's going to be a Chiefs win. That's what's going to happen. All right, guys. It's good doing the show with you this year. Uncle T, you and I didn't get in one fight. That was
we had a couple off the air.
No, we didn't fight off the air. We didn't have one single fight this year. Nothing. You know what changed it? The Mustang.
JT and I had a squabble.
That's okay, but it wasn't with me. JT, you and JT are pals. You love each other.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of my favorite guys.
You need to tell me though if you're going to get there, because I was going to fly in late Monday night, stay Tuesday night, and leave Wednesday night. You need to tell me if you're going to be there, because I'm not going.
My window will be Tuesday night and then all day Wednesday. I won't be able to come Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. I don't think it'll be Tuesday night into Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. That's where I am. I'm not going if you don't go though. You gotta tell me if you're going. I need a Mustang ride.
JT, you coming?
Yes. I haven't decided exactly what my schedule is, but I will be there.
All right.
Well,
good. It was good speaking with you boys all season long. It's always fun. Hopefully we'll be back for year 5 and we'll be a year older. And this will be my last show in my 40s. Last old guys pod in my 40s. Next year, when we start the season, we'll all be in our 50s. The young pup is flipping the page to 50 in just 6 months. I'm not excited. Does anything change? We keep trying to end the show, but something else pops up. What happens in your 50s? Like, did anything change?
It gets better, Holden. It doesn't get worse. It gets better.
I mean, you got COVID.
I feel better than I feel, other than getting sick recently. I feel better now than I did 10 years ago.
I mean, I was joking with Big T about this. Like, you get sick a lot.
Hey, he's got a big number coming up next year too.
40?
40.
Really?
Yep.
JT, anything changed once you hit 50?
I just turned 50 last year, so I haven't noticed.
Everything's fine, right?
Yeah, everything's good.
Right. Very good. I will say this. Last year at this time, I had almost no gray hair. Right now, it's just coming in. It's probably a lot of stress, but by the time I'm 50, by the time we do this show next year, I'm going to be legit salt and pepper. Are you jealous, JT?
No.
Okay. Uncle T, can you take your hat off for us?
I got a lot of gray up there, especially the shorter my hair gets cut. It's
your
gray
wife
everywhere.
likes
Look,
salt and pepper, right?
No, she gave up on having me look good years ago. I got my anniversary coming up. Am I allowed to say that? Happy anniversary this weekend?
Yeah.
30 years.
Ooh,
there you go.
She's been putting up with me.
It's going to be some
3-0.
sexy time. Got to get romantic.
Good chance.
Uncle
Very
T,
good
how'd you
chance,
propose to your wife? How'd you propose to your wife?
I don't remember. It ain't like it was years ago like they do now. They do all these reveal things and all these proposals on these.
Yeah.
I might have just went. I don't even remember how I did, to be honest.
I'm getting engaged within the next 6 months. The ring just came. So I'm looking for some ideas. JT?
Would you order it?
Huh? Yeah, we went out. She's like, I like this, this, and this. And then I said, all right, we'll do this, this, and this.
Over or under 10 grand for the ring?
Under, but it was a lot. And it's a 1.4 carats. So it's not a gigantic thing, but it's a nice
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Yeah.
It's more than one.
beautiful.
You haven't seen it.
He said it's beautiful.
But I will say this, JT. Do you remember how you proposed?
I do.
How did it happen?
We went to a restaurant that we've been going to for years,
Uh-huh.
and I gave the ring to the bartender because my wife thought this would never happen. And I was like, when we're all done, we don't eat dessert. So I was like, when we're all done, you just bring this out and say, I thought you guys needed something extra tonight, and drop the box.
That's a good one.
It's genius, isn't it?
Did she like it?
Yeah, she loved it.
But you got to leave it with another person.
Yeah, but I trusted this guy. I mean, we were going to this restaurant.
You knew this person.
Yeah, for 10 years, 12 years.
Would you do it with someone you didn't trust, though? That you didn't know?
Probably not.
Not that amount of money, no.
All right. Well, year number 4 of the Old Guys Pod was a success. JT, it was wonderful to work with you. I do appreciate getting a chance to hang out with you 20 weeks a year. Uncle T, I do appreciate getting a chance to hang out with you. We didn't even fight this year. It was a complete upset.
No.
I can't believe it. I'm Holden. Let's go.